If you're considering buying a laptop that is both a gaming laptop and supposed to be able to handle all of the difficult tasks you throw at it, you should keep in mind that there is a big difference between a high-end workhorse laptop and a low-end workhorse laptop, especially like one of these, the LOQ with an RTX 4060 in it, for example. So in today's video, I'm going to be looking at, can you actually do both gaming and video editing on this LOQ? Now, to give you the short answer on whether you can actually edit and game on laptops like these, it's yes, you absolutely can. I edit a lot of videos and I've done a bunch of them on this specific laptop and I've noticed no issues. It works very well, especially if the videos are under 3 minutes and when I'm doing edits for shorts. However, I've noticed a few things that I really need to recommend, so stick around in this video as I run through all of the stats and the cool things and also some of the drawbacks. Now, a few things you really need to keep in mind when you're looking for a new laptop that can do both gaming and editing is the screen big enough? Does it have enough RAM? Is the hard drive you're using a SSD or an HDD? The speed of these things, the capacity of these things, and the size of these things really matter. You don't want to be editing on a very small screen. And that's why something like this Lenovo with a 15.6-inch screen really works well, especially if you plan on editing on an extra screen and also editing on the go. You want to make sure that your laptop is strong enough to handle the job. So you can buy a laptop like this one that ranges everything from a 13th Gen i5 with an RTX 3050 all the way up to an i7 with an RTX 4060. And which one should you buy in between all of these? My honest opinion, always go for the biggest one you can afford. Never skip out on your graphics card and your processor. And the honest truth is you can always upgrade things like the RAM and the hard drive later. So spend most of your money on the size of the screen, the graphics card, and the processor. Now, before I jump into the actual numbers of these processors, let's go through some of the features of the Lenovo LOQ if you're considering buying one of them. Firstly, it's a pretty nice looking laptop. Comes in this nice lunar gray color. It is a little bit on the bulky side. It doesn't feel super thick and heavy and bulky, which is a good thing because you need the size in a laptop to keep it cool. A proper fan in a laptop is one of the most important things you can have. As soon as a laptop gets hot, everything starts to slow down. And if it gets really hot, that's when you start to get degradation of the actual components in the laptop, and then your laptop only lasts for 2 years or whatever. And that's something I can really appreciate from Lenovo. They have amazing fans at the back. And also, you'll notice something interesting. At the back, they have some ports, not on the sides. Yes, they have a little USB-C on the side, but most of your HDMIs and whatnot comes out of the back, meaning if you store it on your desktop connected to an extra screen, you don't have all the cables in the way of your hands as you're trying to edit and work on your laptop, which is a really good thing. It also doesn't have fans on the sides, so if you have a mouse next to your laptop, it won't burn your fingers down. This is a really big plus point for this laptop. Like, trust me, it's bigger than you think. I have a few laptops that I edit on, and this one is the most comfortable to edit on. Opening it up, you've got a full backlit keyboard with a numpad and a 144Hz 15.6-inch 1920 by 1080p IPS display. It has an advertised 100% sRGB coverage and a 720p webcam that you can actually turn off with this little switch right here. The screen itself has a matte finish, so although it does reflect some light, it's not nearly as bad as glossy screens, which is a good thing if you're going to be working out and about. Myself, I prefer a more glossy screen like you get on the MacBooks. However, that's only because I usually only work in my office, to be quite honest. Okay, let's talk performance. This thing, great, as I've mentioned before. And as a basic rule of thumb, when you're trying to buy a laptop or looking for the right one to buy, make sure you get a CPU that has at least 6 cores, a graphics card with at least 4 GB of VRAM, and more or less 16 GB of system RAM. Then you should be fine. We ran some Cinebench tests on this guy, and these were the results. Pretty impressive, and that's what I expected. I've edited on it without even knowing what the benchmarks are, and I've noticed that it is nice and snappy. We also ran some Blender benchmarks for all you 3D modeling guys out there, and of course we had to do some gaming. These were the Borderlands 3 results, maxed out on high, and like, it's not insane, but it's pretty smooth, which is surprising for a laptop that isn't a top spec laptop at all. Another game you might also be curious about is this new First Descendants, which has really gone pretty viral in the last few months. I was in Italy while they were testing out this new game, and let's just say I have no idea what it's about, but apparently it's pretty viral. So these are the benchmark tests we got on it. Anyways, back to the video. So you're wondering whether you should buy one of these laptops or not. Is it okay to buy a lower level, entry level gaming laptop? Will it be able to edit videos or not? The simple answer is yes, especially if it's a laptop like this one that has some extra size to it, because cooling is very important. And if you can get a high level graphics card with a high level processor, don't worry about the rest of the things, because you'll probably be using an extra screen anyways. I really appreciate this laptop because it looks good, it functions well, it's fast, it keeps itself nice and cool. And in all honesty, if you don't have the money to spend on a MacBook, then this is probably one of your best buys. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. I'd love to answer them. And if you enjoyed this video, you'll probably also like this one. I'll see you in the next one. This was Stefan from We Do Tech. Thanks for watching. Ciao.